We're not dying fast enough for them, guys. We're not dying fast enough.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Y'all heard what that devil said, right? Let me play it for you again.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
I mean, we're not dying fast enough with all of their programs that they have, like the vaccine program that they have against us, that it's laced. People are dying, not even just our people, but their people are dying too that are taking the vaccinations. But we're not dying fast enough. They also lace the grocery stores in our neighborhoods with tainted food. We also have that mass sterilization thing. Not only are they doing it in America, but they've also done it in Africa, and still they're doing it to this day to stop Black women from having children and everything. So they're doing all that they can. Not just that. What about the Ebola and the AIDS and all the other stuff that they make in their laboratories and they put it over there and infect people of African descent? We're not dying fast enough for them, guys.
Prince William argues for urgent depopulation efforts in Africa. Prince William recently warned that the population growth in Africa is putting a tremendous amount of pressure on the natural world and driving many species of animals to extinction. America's vaccine narrative now mirrors Nazi eugenics propaganda. On Tuesday, November 7th, Natural News will be releasing a video lecture detailing the covert agenda to eliminate people of African descent from the human gene pool.
Vaccines are now being spiked with a sterilization chemical. This is the report from LifeSite News based on a doctor out of Kenya who noticed that this so-called tetanus vaccination campaign was being given only to young women of childbearing age, and that it included 5 doses of tetanus over more than 2 years, which is not what tetanus normally requires. So they had the samples sent off to a lab in South Africa, and it turns out that the samples of this vaccine, which is provided by the United Nations and the World Health Organization, contained HCG, a chemical designed for population reduction. What this chemical does is it causes a woman's body to form antibodies that attack and kill the mother's own baby. This is a chemical that turns a mother's body into a killer of her own unborn child. It causes spontaneous abortions, and of course it results in long-term sterilization. These women are targeted and selected because of their country of origin and their skin color and their race. They are Kenyan women, and they're being targeted because they're black and because they're from Kenya. The World Health Organization doesn't do this to white women in Norway, for example. This is very specifically targeted based on race and country of origin and your genetic profile and dark skin color. So this is a race-based medical crime against women in Kenya.
So these devils that are ruling, these Europeans, are saying that, the Black people, the population growth in Africa is causing animals to go through extinction because they're putting pressure on the natural world and driving many of these species of animals to extinction. I beg to differ. They're the ones that are going over here to Africa and they're killing the animals. They are the ones that are driving the animals into extinction. Take a look at this. These people are killing these animals for fun, but yet they are blaming it on Africans and saying that their population growth is what's causing the extinction of the animals. No, you people are the ones that are causing the extinction of the animals. Look at these beautiful animals. They're killing them just for fun, just for sport. Just because they can. And this is supposed to be fun. They're doing this for sport. And they're blaming the African peoples and their population growth? No. Just like I was saying in Memorandum 46, they want African people dead so they can take the resources, so they can take over that part of the world. Okay? And I firmly believe that the reason why they want us in America, the reason why the United States of America is behind the push to get us Black Americans to go over there to Africa is so that they can just concentrate on killing all of us in one place, so that their efforts are not scattered in Europe and in the Americas and the Caribbean. They can kill all of us at once by having us all go over there to Africa. This is the conclusion that I've drawn from all of this. Hopefully you all are smart enough to know that this is not about the animal population dwindling, because as I just showed you, they kill the animals at alarming rates in Africa. We know that this is just an excuse, no different than Saddam Hussein having a mass pile of nuclear weapons over there, which we know he did not have, and that was just their excuse to go over there and kill him. You know how these white people roll. I'm sure all of you have heard it by now. The French President Macron, he was talking about the African women and having all the children that they have and how ridiculous it is and they need to stop. Well, he's in on it too. He's a part of the elite, okay? He's a Freemason just like the rest of them. And he is trying to stop the population growth in Africa as well. No different. This is what their agenda is, okay?
I always say, please present me the lady who decided, being perfectly educated, to have 7, 8, 9 children. And this is not teaching African people from New York. This is a pure bullshit to say that. A lot of African leaders today now dare to have this kind of speech. This is just because a lot of girls were not properly educated. That's why for me education is the main answer. First, to avoid the worst. Second, to maximize opportunities in African countries and in the rest of the world. Third, to properly monitor demography, because it will be a chosen demography.
You hear that? All over the world. They are trying to reduce the African population all over the world. This is their agenda. We are a part of their agenda, no matter where you are at, Black people. It is past time for you to wake up to see the agenda of these people. These people don't like you. They never have. They never will. And you are in their way. Personally, I see a forced mass migration of Black peoples that are all over the four corners of the earth, forced to go into Africa. I see that happening in the future. I mean, we're not dying fast enough. Sure, right now they're asking us to go over there through the HR 1242 and the Ghanaia's 2019 year of return thing. Sure, you know, hey, see how many of these Black people you can get out of America and send them over here to Africa, and so we don't have to deal with them. Yeah, they're asking us to go now. They're suggesting that we go now, but I think pretty soon it's going to be forced on us.